there's actually this really new, really incredible space that if you are a ethical, self-responsible person and you are really dedicated to your alignment work and making sure you're showing up in a way that supports the greatest good of all humans and you're doing your own work, like, there's a space for you where you can be fucking abundant as hell and limitless
and aligned
so
aligned.
It's just, it feels so good. And that really was kind of finding this online space and then recognizing that the coaching space is a beautiful space to utilize a lot of the skills that we have as therapists, but with a different clientele and in a different way, and then be able to do both, but also be able to do something on our terms and also
still be ourselves. Like
be ourselves,
be ourselves, like not be molded into this like robot that's not supposed to be human and like shamed if you are expressing human emotions. Like, yeah, that's the best part. It just feels like you can truly show up as yourself, and not only are you like accepted, you're actually valued because you're not being like shut down into this like limited, you know, scared version. Like I remember like feeling scared, like, oh, are they gonna find out that I, I don't know, whatever, did that. There was no like freedom to be creative in session. There was no, like, nothing.
I would come up with the most awesome treatment plans for my clients. And I'm not even kidding you. Like, I was doing more research and work, and I was more up to date on everything going on in terms of like neuroscience and holistic science and gut science and all of these different areas where I was like parapsychology, spiritual psychology, meditation, like it was insanity, quantum physics. And I was like going into my mental health clinic, like for supervision with my 95-year-old supervisor who I don't think read a book in like 50 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, so this person has complex trauma. She's like, that's not in the DSM. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much research, please, what? And I was like, tell her what I'm doing. And she was like, no, what I want you to do is just like reflect back to them what they're saying to you. I'm like, that's not gonna help.
That's not gonna, yes. This is the problem with therapy. So you get to the basics, right? Reflecting back, creating a safe space, building rapport, connecting, all that good stuff. That is, of course, extremely important. But it's almost like you get these building blocks down, and then you want to take the client and they're healing the next step, and then everyone freaks out. They're like, oh no, like, you got to keep doing this, like dictating their treatment. And I'm like, they've got the building blocks down. Like, we have a great relationship. They feel safe. I'm reflecting back. I'm doing all those listening skills, and I have a lot more to give them, you know? And I feel like they literally tie our hands behind our back and they're like, work that way. And it's insane because the system hasn't caught up with the research. And this is one of the biggest problems in the clinical world, in the traditional kind of mental health and medicine space too. It's such a slow moving machine that is driven by politics and bureaucracy that so much of it takes forever to change. Transgender was in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, the last version, as a mental illness. It wasn't taken out as a mental illness. And that's what they wanted to follow.
Until the 2000s, I believe.
Right.
I mean, there's things in there. CPTSD, complex trauma, is not a diagnosis. How is that not a diagnosis?
Right. And these are the things that we're teaching the people that are supposed to be teaching us. And then it's all backwards because it's like, wait, how am I ever supposed to actually grow and learn if I'm the one telling you what, these like basic things are, or just, you're using very outdated stuff that's actually harmful to the client.
Thanks for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed this, click here to check out the full podcast episode. Click here to check out our full library of podcast episodes. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you can be the first to know when we're posting new ones. I'll see you soon.